If you're still planning to file your tax returns, your deadline here in Massachusetts is April 19th. Even if you're not planning to file returns, you could be missing out on some money, and you can get some help with filing, not to mention some other financial concerns from the Boston Tax Help Coalition. To tell us how it works is our guest, the Assistant Deputy Director in the Mayor's Office of Financial Empowerment, Mimi Turchinetz. Thank you very much for being with us again,
Sure,
Mimi.
thank you for having me.
First of all, talk about the one reason why people who even make just a little bit of money ought to be filing, the Earned Income Tax Credit.
Well, so the Earned Income Tax Credit is a refundable credit for people who work. It is, you don't have to have a tax liability to receive the credit. The credit, as I said, is refundable, so you, it's not just a credit to your tax return. So if you are eligible and if you fulfill the requirements, if you will get the Earned Income Credit. So it can be as much as $6,000, up to $6,000 this year.
And if you have more dependents, mainly, of course,
it goes
more
up.
children,
That's
it goes
right.
up.
Yeah. So if you're a single person, to file the Earned Income Credit, you single head of household, your income can go up to $14,800, and if you're married filing jointly, it can go up to $20,000. But
that's a lot of money.
Other than, well, making $20,000, right? If you're one child, two children, three children, the amount goes up. As you remember, the president was able to get that bump when we did the when the economy was crashing, and then we were able to sustain that through the Fed, so that now that 3 children ceiling is actually in place in the law, so that's a really good thing.
Well, one remaining barrier to getting taxes in is that just filling out the forms is a chore, and it's gotten a little more complicated, especially with some of the new requirements around health insurance. So explain how the coalition can help people get that chore taken care of.
Right, so the Boston Tax Help Coalition is finishing up its 15th tax season, so we've been doing this for 15 years. We are about making sure that everybody who is eligible for the Earned Income Credit and low to moderate income can, in fact, go to a free tax site in Boston and in the region, can get assistance from an IRS certified and trained volunteer, and get their taxes done. We do it electronically. We do it all across the city, Monday through Friday and Saturdays at different community-based organizations. And people are trained, and there's a lot of people who have been doing this for many, many years, so they're very high skilled. There's a high skill base, and we just don't want people to get preyed upon or ripped off, and we want people to maximize both the Earned Income Credit and all the other credits, as well as their refund. What about
getting this done at nighttime, at least during the week?
So during the night, yep, Monday through Thursday, there are tax sites open. We'll be open all this week and into half of next week. I actually have the dates of when things are closing down and different sites that are going to be open later than the 19th. As you said earlier, the federal deadline is April the 18th. The state deadline, because of Patriots Day, is the 19th. And then some of the sites that Action for Boston Community Development sites are open until the 19th. The Brighton Public Library is open until December 31st of this year. Neighborhood of Affordable Housing, which is in East Boston, is open until the 22nd of this month. And then CEOC, which is one of our partners in Cambridge, will be open until June the 30th of this year. So there's an opportunity. You don't want to miss the date, right? I mean, especially if you owe, you don't want to not file. And you should file if you think that you might be eligible for the Earned Income Credit, which means that you've been working, your income is under, say, 47 grand. If you have 1, 2, or 3 children, if you have a social security number, if you have any question whatsoever and you're not sure whether or not you're going to file because you may or may not think you have enough money, you should get your tail to a tax site and find out.
You did mention that a taxpayer could go to one of those private companies. You could walk out with some money right away, but what's the downside?
Well, the downside is that you could also walk out with having paid a bill of $200, $300, $400. I mean, they are pretty exorbitant in terms of what they charge people, so that it is better. It's better to go to a free location and work with somebody who understands the credits specifically for low to moderate income folks.
Now, I know for a number of years, the 15 years, the city has been promoting this help with the taxes and letting people know about the tax credit. I know the aim is to increase earnings in the neighborhood and just lift the economy generally, but this is being taken to a new level now under Mayor Walsh.
Yes, we've been very lucky with this. We have created an Office of Financial Empowerment under the new mayor, under Marty Walsh. We created something called the Roxbury Center for Financial Empowerment. So we have a financial opportunity center in Roxbury. We're providing one-on-one financial coaching, doing what's called integrated services, if you will, braiding, financial coaching, workforce development, and income supports. We're working with people to really try to get them not just incremental assistance, but really work on a holistic strategy to help people build wealth, as well as work on jobs that have career ladders. We just received a grant from the Social Innovation Fund to create something called the Bridge to Hospitality program. So we're working with BestCore, the Local 26 hotels, to get folks into Local 26 union jobs. And we're doing additional standalone financial education work, something called the Financial Checkup, doing one-on-one credit advising. We are going to be launching a pilot child savings account at some of the Boston public schools. Then we're also doing some credit building. So we're busy. We're really working on trying to make sure that, yes, it's true, Boston is the most unequal city, but we're doing everything we can in the administration and in the community to really give people access to resources and services to try to build some wealth and get some financial stability.
So if people want to come to an appointment, I guess I think they have to make sure they have some documentation ready, some earning statements,
yes.
And maybe something about insurance.
And we have, Chris has the flyer, the infamous flyer today, where there's a whole host of things that taxpayers need to bring. They need to bring all of their anything that they received from the IRS. You need a Social Security card. You need a picture ID. Anything, if you have school loans, of 1099s, kind of all of the stuff that you have lying around in piles and on the table. Any kind of correspondence from the IRS. And if you have last year's tax return, that's even better.
Well, we should finally mention, if people want to get more details, maybe book an appointment, they can go online or call, so let us know what.
So they can go to bostontaxhelp.org. They can also call. We've partnered this year with Mayor Walsh's 311 line, so they can call 311 or they can call 617-635-4500. Those folks are calling me all the time, asking me questions, and they're paying attention, they're engaged, so they know about the tax sites. And also, if you want to go online and just see all of the information, you can do that there as well.